Hey, we're live already. All right. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Greetings Adventurers. I am Pablo Garbanzo, your jester, juggler, and dungeon master for the Patreon Saints game tonight. We have a online game that we run once a month for our highest level Patreon Saints, and they have now taken mortal form in the world of Urt, and we're about to bring them the next adventure. So last month, they ended the adventure in a giant conglomeration with the other Patreon Saints and our players from our Tuesday night game in one giant explosion on the island of Cecil, where the team up resulted in a gigantic group of explosions. And as the Mount Etten exploded, raining ash and rock down across dozens of miles of the island, everyone basically who could get away got away, jumped back on ships, and got back to the island of Magecroft, leaving Cecil in the dust to, well, the literal actual dust, as the dust came down, leaving the island to probably be... I'm sure it'll be fine. That'll be fine. Fine. Well, hello, everyone. Sally, Blondie, Skylark. Hello, welcome to the show. We've got everyone here already. Boop. And here we are. All right. We've got Pwent Battle Brewer, the Dwarven Cleric of Jawzus. We have Trallin, the level 3 Furbolg. Say Furblog. I like blogs better. Anyway, Furbolg Cleric, and Eliza Drellincourt, 4th level fighter, aren't you now?
Huh?
Aren't you 4th level, or are you still 3rd level?
I think I'm still 3rd level.
Oh, well, we've got to level this party up. Well, hopefully by the end of this adventure tonight, I think you'll all be 4th level by that point. So we start back our adventure in the Grand Tavern known as the Frog Prince. It is a large rambling establishment that basically is it's got several levels. There's a casino up top, there's a fight pit in the basement, and there's drinks all around, and of course the Frog Brew is the drink of the house, and they have gallons and gallons of it, and it's very cheap. It's green and foamy like something from Starbucks, and not only delicious, but it'll get you drunk. Right? And, of course, the owner of the establishment, Rupert, the Frog Prince himself, possibly half bullywug. No one really knows. But he does claim to be a prince. He does wear a crown. Pardon me?
So if you kiss him, does he turn into an actual prince?
Find out.
Listen, Eliza's got to get drunk enough to start kissing amphibians.
Yes. All right. So the bar is, of course, hopping. The giant exploding volcano was a couple of days ago. You have all gotten back into Magecroft, gotten some time to drink up, forget what just happened there, and also experiment with the things that you got there, which included some grand tech armor and some magic items, all powered by gnome power, by the power of gnomes, and their little battery packs. They're adorable. Well, aside from feasting and drinking and reveling in your accomplishments, telling all the peoples about the things you've done, there we are in the city of Magecroft. This, I'm going to put that in air quotes, this lovely city, full of adventure, crime, that's also in air quotes, because technically there are no laws here. There are really just areas of town that you shouldn't do things in. And that changes from what part of town you're in. Because depending on who's really in charge of that part of town, sometimes they care and sometimes they don't. You're currently, the Frog Prince is kind of in one of the more rambly, shambly parts of town. So it's only pretty much block by block is controlled by groups of, I would call them guilds would be a misnomer because they're just not that organized. But gangs, really. Because frankly, this part of town is not important enough to be controlled by anyone that powerful. If it was an important part of town, somebody very important would probably be controlling it already. So the nice thing is that you kind of get away with a lot of stuff around here. And there is an interesting section that I don't think anyone has we've never really experienced, but some of you would know about this group, this area, part of town called Balloon. And no one really knows why it's called Balloon. It's definitely not a balloon. It's an alleyway where things that are stolen are found. And it's kind of a very honor-driven system where usually they'll hold on to something until the person who it was stolen from comes to find it, which they assume everything here is stolen. So it's kind of an interesting part of town. But anyway, I digress. It's nearby. That's the only reason I'm mentioning it. And also handy to pick up items. But there we are. And there you are having some drinks. It's the middle of the day.
I'm waiting for the first dice roll. I'm using my level up with Louis dice tower today.
Oh, nice. Oh, you have one of the roller coasters? Yes.
Yes, I do.
I love it. I love it. Yes. I can't wait to have Louis back on the show at some time. But is it full of hot air? Well, Bondi, that is a good point. Is the place called Balloon full of hot air?
Or is it full of helium?
Yeah, well, who knows? It's just called Balloon. Like, I don't know. That's just what they call it. All right. Thoughts, desires, input? You have, there's a billboard, a poster board of, want ads, numbers, adventure requests.
General ramblings.
Eyes of, Sauron or something. So.
Have I had a chance to check in yet?
With the temple?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But yeah, you checked in with them. They were saddened that the mission was not a full success. However, since they do know that the king does have this item, they're like, well, okay, we know where it is, and they are planning things in the future. They can bide their time. They are not. They are patient, like a shark. Patient like a shark. Probably never heard that phrase before. So yes. Other than that, voila. So there we are.
So Eliza's just going to be sitting in the corner, just like with a drink in front of her, cleaning her weapons, like wondering when's the next time she's actually going to be able to use them.
Very well, very well. You attract not say too much attention, but a little bit of attention. People who come into the bar, tavern, they're like, all right, it's not. You're not someone to be trifled with. At your level, there might be some people who are maybe perhaps more powerful, but they're not here to mess with you. So probably a good idea. Trollin.
I'm probably checking out that job board.
All right. Well, there's a few things on there that you always see. Of course, there's a sign that says "Join the Seers," and their symbol is an eyeball, not the all-seeing eye, but just an eyeball. And it's like, want to know more? go see them at their office, and it says where their office is, which is down the street. There's another one that says, have you seen my cockatrice? Lost it on, the Artificer's Alley. Answers to the name of Bob. There's have you seen my pet closet? Have you seen a pet pirate? You're like, all right, someone made this one up.
Okay.
Anything for the technomancers?
Yeah. There is one that says, would you like to hunt seagulls? ? Clearly a low-level adventure, but you're going through more of them. This is just a bunch of them. And one of them is, are there dragon turtles in the bay? ? If you have information, we give rewards. The Seers. And also there's one that says, are your cats up to something? ? If you have information, rewards are given. And it also points to the Seers. The Seers, of course, as you know, are the king's not entirely secret police that usually can be found in 2s. And if something's going on, they're in 4s. And they kind of go around. They're pretty slick looking, usually leather armor clad, long. They look like Vampire Hunter D usually. They've got the big brimmed hats and they look like noir private eyes most of the time with cloaks.
Like I said, point would look and see if there's anything from the technomancers on there.
From the actual, you mean from the Pathomancers or the?
Yes, that's it. Sorry, Pathomancers.
Yes. Let's get some dice. Let's get some dice. Talk about yourself.
Because if we do, Paolo, if we do,
Point's ready.
Oh, nice. That's right. I totally forgot I had that. Oh, man. I'm trying to think what the Pathomancers would need right now. Let's see what we got here. There's a fairly old list that says, I know, right? I totally left. Well, it's like they're right there, but then once I set up all my computers and everything, my dice were like on the other side of everything, and I was like, oh, this is what not having a stagehand does. But so yes, there is one that says it is like from the Pathomancers, from the College of Pathomancy. They have basically just says looking for basilisk parts. Rewards given for most complete body. Intact eyes, a bonus, and teeth as well. Bring your specimens to the Pathomancers. Top dollar paid. Yes.
eyes intact. Yeah, okay.
What? How hard could that be, right?
I mean, I have a shield that I can hide behind, but
It just said it was a bonus, not that it was, completely unheard of. But, they would like those eyes, of course. But that is the one job from the Pathomancers that's up there. There are several others, like looking for bass player, drummer, looking for band. They're always looking for bands. Let's see. Those are pretty much the big ones. The rest seem below your stature or status.
Nothing on there screams like the stars have summoned me to Magecroft to do any of this.
I mean, there's a few fun ones, I guess. Kind of like, now you're like, are the cats up to something?
Are dragon turtles real?
Are dragon turtles real? Is there a dragon turtle in the bay?
Can I ride the dragon turtle?
I mean, if there is one, you might be able to.
I'd be the dumb one to be like, I want to ride the dragon turtle and then get killed by it.
Well, it would have to figure out a way to get to you. If you were on its back, how's it gonna eat you? It could scrape you off like a barnacle, however, but also, how long can you hold your breath? Because that's pretty much going to be that's the deciding factor as it goes deep. And you're like, oh, ruh-roh.
It's like, whoops, I'm not a mermaid.
Yeah, I cannot cast water breathing yet.
But yeah, now you are wondering if their cats are up to something. I mean, yes. The answer is yes. You're wondering if the cats are up to something.
Cats are always up to something. The question is, are they organized?
These are all very good questions that could be investigated.
I necessarily heard cats.
Yes. Yeah. I guess really, there's one that kind of stuck out at you was either the cockatrice or the closet, where they were like, it was basically like, one was like looking for a closet, the other one was, lost my cockatrice, reward given if found. Didn't necessarily say dead or alive. Brown. And I just want to take this side note to say, I don't know if you've ever seen a European grouse, but they are scary and should be a CR1, I think. And I'm talking about, this is a real animal. Like, it's about the size of a turkey. It's all black. It has eyes like a demon. So honestly, I think it should be a CR1. But anybody who says a cockatrice is CR1 half has never fought a chicken. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there, people. I'm just putting it out there. Anyway, so never fought a chicken. No one here has fought a chicken. All right,
that's like Bueller.
As a dungeon master, I have to fight all things to make sure that people know that, just so that I have the experience that I can then bring into the game as a real experience. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
Never fought one, just ran them down through a chute. And trust me, they can move fast.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Clint? There seems to be lots of hunting expeditions.
Anything that keeps me out of trouble.
Well, I think they're all going to get us into trouble.
Because otherwise, it's going to be me drinking here, trying to make deals with the Frog Prince to sell my ale, and me drinking more and me drinking more. Spikes don't always stay where they're supposed to be the more I drink.
Let's see. What do I know about these things? What do I know about a closet? Oh.
They're usually, what you would know is more or less that they're usually familiars. So the fact that
they're little demon-like things, aren't they?
Yeah, they're little demon-y kind of things. Yeah, so the fact that someone has lost one, you don't know much about them, but it's like, if you've lost one, like, what did you do? What did you do to lose one? Because clearly something is wrong. So.
That sounds more interesting than trying to get turned to stone.
It does say, please find, let's see, it's Tarot, the wizard, and he says that you can, he's got one, on the end of his thing, it's got a little tag so you can pull off, and then apparently you're supposed to, like, to set it on fire, and he will be able to find your location.
Mab has a great question. Which one has the biggest reward?
The biggest reward. Interestingly enough, none of them actually state a reward, except for the Pathomancers, which states the bottom is 200 gold pieces for a bad in bad condition basilisk, and then it just says that better conditions will be given more money, but it doesn't really say like how much.
I mean, basilisks aren't the most friendly things around. But you want to talk to the Pathomancers? Question is, how do we find a basilisk?
That's a good question.
I don't think they're just like swimming around in the river wet.
Probably not. If you had a druid or a ranger, you might be able to track one down. You could try on tracking one down on your own. Look for clues. Who knows? Which one will give you the most status? Well, which one's the easiest? Well, I would say probably. What is it? Oh yeah, that's right. Also, there's one that says join the pirates. It just it doesn't even say like who. It just says join the pirates. You're like just supposed to call out someone's name. Join pirates. I would like to join the pirates. Just all of them. All of them.
By the way, I just noticed I'm somehow not thinking put cleric on my title screen. I'm druid. I am a druid.
Our druids are pretty good at tracking down animals in the wild. So it is possible that if there is one anywhere nearby, you would be able to find it.
Yeah, I've got a pretty decent nature skill.
Yeah. Mab certainly does not like the Pathomancers, eh? Like, they weren't so bad, were they? He says. Also, finding out if the cats are up to something, that might be that's pretty easy, I guess. But also,
I don't know. I'm still waiting to be paid for the last. Point is still being ready to be paid and waiting for the money from the last job with the Pathomancers that the party hasn't given them yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. The party didn't really give you. They didn't give you any money.
Nope.
They didn't give you any of the money that you had from the. That's right. We'll have to catch up with them. I think I saw Reverend Tommy online here a minute ago. Maybe maybe he could leave some money at the bank. There's not a bank here. There's a lending bank. There's not a bank like deposit money bank. Anyway, right. Well, there's many things to be done. Wander the city, look for trouble. I mean, there's all sorts of things. Like,
Why don't we head out into the wild and see what we find?
all right. So you're going to try to find a basilisk.
Yeah.
All right.
Carry a
All right.
small keg of this green beer with us.
Fantastic. All right. So the three of you will head out, and well, yeah, that changes so many things. All right. Let's see. Oh, so Argrax has paid Quent. Let him know how much gold. Okay. All right. So you have been paid. He just doesn't know how much he paid you. According to Reverend Tommy. So he has to do the math.
Nope, because my gold never changed.
Well, he just doesn't know how much he actually gave you. So in theory, money has been given to you. So All right. Well, my friends, you head out of town, saying we're gonna find a basilisk and we're gonna bring it back to the Pathomancers. All right. Well, let's see what we got. All right. I'll do that. Oh, there we go. The forest. The forest. Let's see. Boop. Let's bring out a map. Map. Overlay. All right. Boop. Boop. All right. This is a pretty big map. There's Magecraft on the end of the peninsula. You head up the river, and if you go straight up that river, and those mountains in there actually are a bit wild, and even into those, you go all the way down to those trees. So all the way straight up that river, it's fairly wild and mountainous. Possibly a good location for some wild beasts that may or may not fit your bill. That's probably, I'm going to say, well, let's see, let's put that map back up. That is probably the closest place to start looking. Would you like to, I mean, it's a pretty rough trek out all the way out in those mountains, all the way to the forest. What would you like to do? You can go a little bit out, or all the way straight out into the forest.
I want to go straight out into the forest. I mean,
All right.
go big or go home.
As you head in the opposite direction of home. Very well. All right. No problem.
They
All
tend to
right.
like warm climates, from what I remember.
They are, as I recall, they're actually pretty good in many climates.
Mm-hmm.
So, nope. All right. Well, let's see what we can find. Random table. You are specifically looking for basilisk. So I would say that if you'd like, you can try to use your nature skill to track, and with your druid skill, their druid spell that would allow you to specify finding a creature. I'm not sure if you would have it at level 3.
Definitely not one of the ones I see on my list.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think at level 3 you'd have that, but
Nope. But I rolled a 19 for a 22 on nature.
dang. All right. Very well. So you get out there. You start getting out there, and I mean, it's going to be a day before you're ever out there. They pass plenty of people on the road, and you ask some people if they've seen a basilisk or anything, or if there's nobody's like, they're like, no, not on this road. Like, no, they're going from town to town, so they're not really out in the wilds. But by the time you make a nature check, you're going to be that's probably going to be actually, honestly, a whole nother, like, you're going to camp. It's going to be the next day by the time you're actually somewhere that you could actually start looking, trying to pick up any trails.
Ask around for somebody selling small, furry-looking statues of panicked animals.
Surprisingly, like, of all the things. Let's put this together. All right. So, Tell you what, everybody roll me a 20-sided die, and let me know what you get. When?
19.
What'd you get?
I got a 19.
You go.
All right, Eliza.
I got a 15.
All right, and Charlotte.
Deuce.
A 2. All right. Well, in the middle of the night, as you've made your camp up the side of a small path, and as you are guarding your campfire, well, maybe not a campfire. Let's see. There is something in the distance, the other side of the trail, that you hear crackling through the trees. It's like 3 or 4 in the morning. It's completely dark, and it's moving at a humanoid pace. It's just far enough out of your vision, or at least the woods are thick enough to be able to be blocked, so you can't really see it, but you definitely hear it, and it is not. It's definitely not trying to. With your druid abilities, you definitely can tell that they're not trying to conceal themselves. So they're just crashing, crunching through the trees. And then you're like, meh. It's definitely over there. At least 50 feet away. What would you like to do?
Get stealthy, track it down, see what it is.
All right.
He said get stealthy.
Are you going to wake up your friends, or?
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, considering you rolled a 2. You know, it's dangerous to go alone, bring friends.
I'm just laughing with get stealthy. What kind of armor are you wearing?
I'm in hide.
What about Eliza?
I wear leather armor.
Okay, I'm in full plate mail.
So it's safe to say you stay behind, watch camp. I'll go with Trollin to make sure he doesn't get killed.
Remember, I'm wearing plate mail that's got spikes in the form of megalodon teeth all over it.
Right.
There is no
You
snow.
look like someone from Guar.
No, Guar wishes they look like me.
Hey now.
It's like
You
that's
know,
how
yeah.
drunk I am.
I was like, well, you know what? We should do a D&D tour in Richmond. Not only because I live here, but Guar lives here. So you can actually go to the Guar bar and maybe they'll I guess the
Did
people
they
that I knew who were in the band aren't in the band anymore. but-
Pandemic?
What's that?
Did they actually stay able to keep the bar open through pandemic?
I think so, actually. I don't know if they might have shut down for a little while, but they are open now. So something worked. All right, so
Well, I'll tap Eliza awake with my quarterstaff and go, shh, and point in the direction of stuff.
okay, Eliza, since you made actually pretty decent roll, you're like first you're like blah, huh, and then you're like oh, and
It's like, oh shit.
and yes, there are definitely
My sensors are tingling.
yes, there's definitely you're like oh yeah okay, so there's something out there. Oh, geez. Okay.
Some disturbance within the force.
Mm-hmm. A bit. All right. Oh, you know what? My favorite little miniatures are right over there. Talk strategy. I'll be right back.
Hey,
Okay,
Clint.
so how are we gonna do this? Like, do you want me to go with you and Plant stays?
Yeah, why don't you follow me? And if it's something real scary, we'll run back towards Brent and he can smack it from behind a tree.
Why is it gotta be point? Why can't I just do it? You doubt my skills?
I said if it's something scary.
Yeah,
Are you guys
and
having this conversation?
I don't think I can fight
Very
something really bad and scary. Yeah,
I just want to know if they woke Point up.
Listen, I may have a phobia against things that go like this and go like this and all the tentacle-y shit. But I ain't afraid to fight no big bad wolf.
So while you're chatting,
Well, tap plant.
a moment, and then there is no sound. Like whatever was moving stopped. And now it's too quiet. What do you do now?
I'm gonna throw my hand axe.
At the darkness? Please do.
Listen, it's gotta move if something gets thrown at it.
Sure. Give me a roll. Go for it. You're going to throw it at the most likely area that it was at last time using your awesome fighter skills.
Oh hell yeah. Rolled a 21.
What?
For one, I actually get a good roll with my hand axes.
All right. Well, roll some damage. I believe it's a D6 for hand axe, right?
Yeah.
Well,
it's like for once, I actually don't suck.
well, that started that fight. Okay.
I rolled a 2.
All right.
So you still get the.
All right. You're like, there's that moment of like, you were talking, even though you were whispering, and then you're like, you realize that all the rustling that was going on just stopped, and you were like, yeah! A humanoid scream from the darkness, and then does anybody speak Goblin?
Damn it, you got me there.
Nope.
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 All right, something. You killed Fritz. And you're pretty sure, right? Did he say that in common? I'm not sure. Anyway, and then that's when they attack. Okay, so 1 4. Oh, damn. Okay, what is your armor class, Eliza?
Hold on, I am just like getting that right now. My armor class, I think, is like 40. Yes, 40.
That'd be
No,
your hit point.
armor class is 18. I'm a liar.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Let's
Nice one, Rev.
They have a +4 to hit. Holy crap! All right.
And there goes Blondie.
Yep. There was my word.
That 21.
Oh, are you just trying to get Eliza killed like immediately? Wow. All right.
I mean, it's cool. I can easily come back as my LARP character. It's cool. She's a princess and she's a druid and she's slightly crazy.
Okay, so I will. Let me see. Which 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one is that going to be? All right. Oh, well, I am sorry to say that my nat 20 my nat 21 is the only one that that was gonna miss. I rolled an 18, a 17, and a 16, and a +4 on each of those. That's a 20 minimum. And then I was given a natural 21. So one of them cha-chunk for a lot of damage, and the rest of them for some damage. There's a lot of yelling and screaming, and a very upset bunch of creatures on the other side of the trees shoot back with a bunch of, what do they have? Arrows? Yes. Short bows, yes. All right, so I hate to say, here's your double damage. Oh, yes. Action cam. Do. Let's bring on the action cam. Let's make sure we're set up there. First, we'll just turn the action cam on, add it to the stream.
And we lost point somewhere.
We lost Point. The forest. There's Eliza. And there, on the other side of the trees, are several other creatures and some dice. And there's Sleeping Puent. And there we go. Let's crank this back up a little bit. Yes. All right. So the double. Oh my. That's going to be. Oh gosh. Is that? That's that's 6. That's 12 for the Nat 21. And oh, okay. Puent will be right back. So as he 1, 2, and the other one. Oh man. Okay. So that was 12. That's plus 2 on that one. 8 is 20. 26, 27, 28, 29 damage as Eliza gets skewered by several arrows. Deadly accurate are these little guys. Well done there. And they are all yelling that something about Fritz. For those of you who have watched the ancient movie Wizard, Ralph Bakshi. Yeah.
Ow.
They also kind of vaguely sound like Ewoks. That in my head, that's what these guys sound like all the time,
Ewoks.
especially in the woods.
Oh,
Fritz.
Punt those little bastards.
Yes. All right. Well, Trollan.
Well, no,
You're
there's a
standing
lot
there
of.
and you're like, oh, damn. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna use the power of the forest to rise up underneath them and trap them all in an entanglement.
all right.
20-foot square.
20-foot radius, or it's 20 by 20.
20-foot square.
20-foot square. All right. That's gonna be.
I get 4 of them, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be enough to get like those 4, or those 3. So I imagine you're gonna grab the 4. They get a save, right?
They do get a save. What is their save? Their save is.
Thank you, Poseworth. Thank you.
Oh, there it is. Entangle. DC 13 strength.
All right. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, geez. I cannot believe that. All right. They do have a -1 on their strength, but they either failed very well with an 8 or made it with 14, a 15, and a natural 21.
Ooh.
So randomly, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3 that guy is our guy. Let's turn him around so that we know. Let's give the. We don't have. And that's our 20 by 20, and the guy who's turned around is the one completely entangled. The other 3 not tangled at all.
Not tangled at all.
Oh. Well, hi, Poseworth. Well, thanks for watching. And once again, this is our Nat 21 Patreon Saints game, where the people who are our Patreon Saints that are top tier play a game in the same universe as all of our other players, and sometimes get to interact and actually affect the things that are happening in our main game. But they're all main games. So this is our once a month game. We actually have 2 parties of Patreon Saints. And of course, our last episode of our mini Orcaland adventure is going to be tomorrow night. So check it out. All right. So a area of the forest grows up around these, what are now that you realize they are goblins. And they mostly are jumping up and over and grabbing tree branches to get away from the entanglement. But a good idea. Puent, you were awoken, and then then they got really quiet, and then Eliza chucked an axe, and then there was a cry, and then there was several arrows that all hit their mark. Not a single one missed. These master marksmen, Mark's goblins. I'm trying to be inclusive here. Just like, oh, they just, yeah. Amazing
How
shot.
close are they?
Eliza, but the return shot was pretty powerful. What would you like to do, Mark?
How close are they?
Well, they are actually mostly hidden by the forest, but closest guys are 20 feet away. You can actually get to the path. You guys are just slightly off the pathway, and you could get to it. Oh, sorry. There's a couple that were actually coming down the path, and there they were, just minding their own business till Eliza murdered one of them. Just all right. What would you like to do? That's for Puent.
So the one the closest one to me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, actually, that guy is completely entangled in shrubbery.
okay, well, one of the closest one to me that's not entangled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's only like 25 feet. A little bit of terrain, or you can go 5, 10, 20, 25. Yeah, you can actually get there with 25.
Not even worried about it. Needs to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
All right. Let's see what we got. No, that is an A.
That is 8 points of necrotic damage with Toll the Dead.
Oh, geez. It shrivels up. Yeah. It just like it wasn't even, like it had a little sword out and just was like still looking around, didn't really saw some of the other action, and then was suddenly just like and then just crumbles to the ground. His buddy's like, what? Is a little stunned. All right, so that is the arrows. That was your things and the melee guys. All right, so all right, 10, 20, 25. All right, well, guess what? All of you make a saving throw as the ground reaches up to try to tangle you as well.
Uh-oh.
Did you nat 21 that?
Yes, I did.
All right.
It's probably my nat 21 for the day.
I rolled a 17 minus my 1 for strength.
Nice. All right. You managed remarkably. Puent, you like the vines grow up around you after you concentrated casting the spell, and then you were like, what the? Just snap them off. You probably still had a little bit of necrotic energy left, and you just mowed down the grass around you. Just all of the vines just crinkled off as you just used a little extra of that necrotic damage. You're like, F off, eh? All right, Eliza.
Yes.
You're gonna need to make a saving throw to get out of the tangles as the vegetation tries to climb around you.
I got an 18.
Wow, well, you all did it. You just step off to the side here, get out of that way. The vegetation is still trying to grab you, but none of you are held. And then that's all those guys. They just arrowed. Okay, so wait, arrowed. You guys attacked. All right, so they're going to get out of that. They have to make a save every round.
Entangle? I don't believe so. I think it's just on if they are grasped, they can save against it every round.
Okay. Otherwise, they just
and otherwise it's difficult terrain.
Right. Oh, okay. So 10, 20. Oh, that's 30. All right, and then that guy needs to make a save. No. All right, this guy. Right, so 10, 20. Looks at you and like realizes you're a dwarf, and it's like, dwarf! Just yells out dwarf, and then tries to stab you with a 2. Clearly, just his anger, it just dink, like just doesn't even come close. You kind of just, what do you like?
It got deflected by the megalodon teeth spike.
Bink. Yeah, it was barely worth trying. That guy still has a bow. Gonna miss Eliza, fortunately. All right, and another miss. 2 arrows zing by you and stick into the trees around you, but didn't even come close to you. Advantage. Thank you, Blondie. All right, well, I will use that to get that other arrow. And what was your armor class? 14?
A Trollan?
Eliza.
Or Eliza was 18.
18.
Oh, 18. Okay. Well, that arrow did bounce off, just slid off your leather armor. Super close. Good try there, Blondie, to try to kill everyone. But it like left a little scratch in your armor, and you're like, I just had that oiled.
Oh, that was so adorable. How cute.
Can't believe that. All right. That's all of them. They had a terrible round. Boy, they had a really good round. One. Their second round, not so much. They really think they can take you, which is hilarious. All right. Well, let's see. I believe it was this way. We're going. Eliza was first. There we go. And then
Trollan should have gone before me. There you go.
All right, Eliza, bring the heat. There is someone 20 feet away from you who you're. Let me see. Give me I guess that's going to be a perception check to see if you actually saw him cast the spell or not. Otherwise, just looks like a goblin.
I got an 18.
You're pretty sure that goblin cast that spell. like, oh yeah, that goblin cast that spell.
I'm going to take his ass out.
All right. And how would you like to do that?
By throwing my hand axe at his head.
Yet another hand axe. Hand axe number 2.
Nat 21.
What?
It's like the dice love me tonight or something.
There are other sides on that die, aren't there?
Second
you know you're supposed to roll it right now. All right. Well, once again, deadly with an axe she is. Throw it. See how much damage you get.
I got a 3.
All right, and I believe hand axe when thrown is a strength bonus.
Yeah, I have a +3 strength, so it would be 6.
Right. All right. So 6 doubled 12. Is that wizard has enough hit points? Oh my. Well, it barely does. Boom. It gets knocked back by the force of your axe. And tries to duck behind a tree in the darkness. It clearly did not die right away, so and there's that. All right, Trollan.
I will healing word Eliza
Alrighty.
as my bonus action because I can do that.
Do you need to touch?
Healing word is not touch. Range 60 feet.
Oh, dang.
I'm
Yeah, it's a nice spell.
Out being like,
Yep.
Like,
And that's actually for 7 points of healing.
nice. That's like healing yell, though. I mean, 60 feet. That's like, hey, healing. Like, that's. Anyway, I'm fine. That's okay. I'm not bitter.
And then I will smack the guy standing in front of me because
All right.
that is one standing pretty close there. I'm going to hit him with my wonderful little new staff.
All right.
And I don't think he's going to like a 19.
Oh, dang. No, he does not like that at all. Are you using any of the magic powers that it has? Or
I'm not throwing any magic weight behind it. I'm just hitting
Okay.
him straight up
All right.
for 6 damage.
Okay. Nicely done. You whack him pretty hard. He stumbles back. He's still alive, though. Barely, but still alive. All right. Gwent.
I'm going to use the trident to stab the guy in front of me.
Did very well.
So that's a total of 23.
That's a hit, yeah. Like,
For 9 points of damage.
yep, the 1 point that he had left. Yeah. You skewer him quite soundly on the trident. Yes. Do with that what you will. You got Goblin Kebab. And all right, so that guy tries to get out of the thing. It was a DC 13 for the tanglement.
Yep.
And he has a -1, so he got a 12. Womp womp. All right, and that guy just saw his buddy get whacked. That guy just backed up. Yeah, you know what? That's gonna be. They're gonna be. That guy's gonna try to get away. That guy's. Gets behind some shrubs. Those two shoot at Eliza again because if they can't kill everyone, they might as well kill one of you. And one hit for a total of 5 damage. And that guy's still there. That guy. Yeah, no, that guy's gonna run. He's taken off. All right. That guy's dead. Boop. Yeah, those guys are seriously out of here. Or at least trying. Eliza, you have been shot again by arrows.
I know.
You are getting pincushioned here.
Uh-huh.
What would you like to do? Yeah. Do you have another hand axe? No.
I mean, I could use my rapier like I did that elephant squid.
It's true. It's true.
So I'm going to be crazy and do that again.
All right. Angered by the fact that she's been skewered with arrows a number of times, she runs forward, leaping into the shrubs and the trees, and tries to make a stab at one of these goblins.
I rolled an 18.
That does hit a goblin. Even in the shrubbery, it is a melee attack, so there's no advantage to them for being in shrubs. You just, especially with a rapier, just stabby stab. Go for it.
Stab you with the pointy end. I got 12 damage.
12? Holy moly! You run him through quite handily. Your anger you just keep skewering him. You just keep pointing that rapier. You're pretty sure he was dead a little while ago, but you just keep running him through. Just little
So much
angry.
hunger and animosity.
His buddy is going to kind of. Oh gosh, no! He just saw that guy die. He is going to. Oh, you still have a reaction. He is going to run, but oh yeah, that's right. She has this seashell shurikens. That's rough. He is going to run, which means you do have a attack of opportunity. She's disappeared. Dun, dun, dun. Have to make sure you got the point. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I will say, Eliza, if you can. She's off a bit, so I'm going to roll to keep the action moving. I will roll for her as she attempts to stab the guy who's trying to run. Boop. And I rolled a 5. Whamp, whamp. All right, so this guy goes down, skewered. She just couldn't get her rapier out fast enough out of that guy, who she basically sheathed her entire rapier into that. Yeah, and then guy runs off, taking that attack of opportunity, and all right. Well, we are glad to have Reverend Tommy here. In any way, search and rescue team. That doesn't sound good. Let us know if it goes well. And all right, so that guy runs off. Well, we're back up. Trollan, you guys, what do you do?
I could take a ranged shot with a bow at one of those guys running away, I guess.
You could. It would be at a pretty big disadvantage. It is.
Oh, yeah, in the dark and in the woods, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of, but I mean, it's not impossible. Stranger things have happened.
How about I just be loud and sound heavy and snort like a beast, walking up to that entangled guy and say, "You should just be still now." Try a little intimidate on him.
Sure thing. Yeah. Give me that intimidation roll.
And that's a 12.
All right. I mean,
Not a great roll.
he just witnessed several of his friends die. He's not really thrilled, and you are. The nice thing is that this is the nice thing. He's looking at you and he's going, "Well, you're not a dwarf. You're not a human. So I might take your advice." Then he kind of he drops the bow that he had in his hand and a couple of arrows and just dink, 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 and like as the vines grab them and just yoink them to the ground. And having failed his saving throw 3 times in a row, he's definitely completely entangled now. He's just, The other goblins have run away. You killed
Are there any of them still within 60 feet?
No, they managed to get out, and they're way out there. And they disappear into the darkness. But hey, you've got one goblin. This guy. The one lone survivor. All right. Well, what do you do? With your lone
Is the
survivor?
goblin still alive?
Oh yeah, he is completely uninjured.
He's half mummified by vines.
Yes.
part of me wants to sacrifice the Hades.
Could always use basilisk bait.
Ooh.
Get my revenge.
Well, he looks at all of you as you come back over, Eliza, as you limp over there, just and vaguely upset. He says, hurt Gorb. No hurt Gorb. No hurt Gorb?
That
No,
remains to be seen.
no hurt Gorb.
Unfortunately, after what your friends did, I'm not showing any mercy.
He just blinks. You're actually pretty sure he didn't understand any of what you just said.
Good, because he won't need to after I stab my rapier in his heart.
Is that what you do?
Mm-hmm.
Eliza, with her rapier still out, just stabs the dude. All right. Well, it's not much of a roll, actually. You cannot really get away, actually. You guys just let her stab the guy?
I'm going to feel bad about it.
Oh, very well.
I'll hand him a drink for his final meal.
Oh. just throw the mug in his face. Just, there you go. There's your final drink, pal. And stab.
It's like
All
you
right.
didn't even deserve that.
Well, there you go. I think these guys believe those goblins got away. Well, we'll see. They did get what? There was only 3 left, and they're gonna run for a little while before they ever stop. But all right. Well, what do? You just killed that guy. There you go. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think we were going to get much out of him. He didn't seem to speak common.
Maybe.
But it's
right.
unfortunate. We could have used, something to tag along and, use as bait if something tried to eat us.
Well, goblin bait. Minnows helps you catch bigger things.
So,
All right. Well, it is. Now it's about 3:04 in the morning. You're like, whew. Oh, that was exciting and crazy. And
Yeah, and I nearly died.
you did. You are chock full of arrows. That's what you are. All right. So, you probably can't really get back to sleep. You're probably just awake. 3 or 4, very specific. Well, I was thinking, there's only 3 melee rounds, and that's technically only 12 seconds. But, and I did say it was 3 o'clock when they woke up. So I'm just doing some extra math here, It's 3012. 30012 would have been even more specific. But I digress. You're probably not going to sleep the rest of the night. So you are awake in the morning. What would you like to do?
I could do some of those restful camp actions from the Mag of Holding. I don't know if you write any of those.
Oh, yeah.
They had wonderful little things you could do, crafting and whatever. It counts as rest.
Oh,
Simple way.
that's great. You got your Mag of Holding, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we are. I guess this is a vaguely paid announcement. So they are Penny Dragon Games is going to be one of our sponsors for our next adventure coming up in August when we start the next campaign after our Chased Treasure campaign. And they have a couple of new things coming out in around Christmas, around New Year's. and it's the Elemental Plane of Chaos adventure, where all sorts of crazy stuff are happening. So we're going to be promoting that, and they're actually going to let us give away some stuff and some prizes and all sorts of things, and maybe even a few issues of Mag of Holding. So there'll be a lot more news about that, and so we thank everybody for being part of the show, and it's a pre-sponsor sponsorship. They're not currently our sponsors, so they're getting a freebie. I hope they know they're getting a freebie here. So, but they are great. They're great people, and honestly, I really hope that in the future we'll be able to do a D&D game to Ireland, and then we'll actually meet up with those people with Penny Dragon Games, and they are fantastic writers. Their stuff is hilarious, and it's right up my alley. It's exactly. I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly the way I would have written this crazy encounter. Yeah, so they're great. I digress. All right, so yeah.
Ellsworth
Right.
actually just made me laugh. He's like, "Thank God you're not a human." Well, thank God I'm not a voodoo doll. And I'm like, "But I'm a human voodoo doll."
Aw, there you go. Chock full of arrows. The Red Fair Coffee Shop. That's a good one. All right, and yes, thanks. I heard some were you. I like some of these. All right. First one's free. I know how it works. All right. Thanks, Poseworth, for stopping by. And we've got adventures all week long. So come on by again. All right. You do get some rest. But, yeah, you don't sleep the rest of the night. You clean up your armor. You bind your wounds. And it is now the morning time.
Burn a few healing dice.
Yes, if you'd like, you can roll some healing dice there, Eliza, using your hit die. Interesting style.
I do what now?
So you can use a number of your hit dice to regain hit points.
Okay.
So basically, you have 3 hit dice, 10-sided dice.
Okay.
And you can roll those once per day after a rest to heal back up. So you can choose to use all of those. You can choose to use some of them. You're down quite a bit. So
Yeah, I'm like down to like 13.
yeah. So you might want to use all of those. And
And which one's my hit dice? I'm sorry.
the 10-sided ones.
I do I? What? I think I have 10 sided. I swear I'm smart.
Gwent walks over to Eliza and hands her a battle brew.
Very well. And that
As she grabs the battle brew, she's going to feel energy coursing through her. And she's going to be healed for 10 points of damage.
Sweet.
all right.
Feel
Well,
like
there
I'm
we are.
learning, even though I'm gaining energy and not losing my voice.
Right. All right. So, Trallin, why don't you give me a nature check as you look out for signs of basilisk.
And that is an 18.
Cool. All right. Ooh. You search around for a little bit, and you do notice that there are some signs of perhaps a creature that could be the size of a basilisk, with a tail, with feet like a basilisk. Might not be a basilisk, but it went that way.
There's some tracks here. Lizard-like thing.
They're not the best tracks. They're not fresh, but they're something. So when you follow along at your leisure.
They're old tracks, so maybe we'll not worry about too much and see how far we can follow them. See if they get fresher.
All right. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so you follow those along. Roll for some counters. As the day goes by, now you are definitely in the wilds of that area that we talked about earlier, the deep trees, and so right there in the north, dead east of Magecroft, up the river, all the way up the river into those mountains and into the forests of those mountains. So it is pretty thick going. Now, you do know that you did pass a logging camp way back. You're kind of like vaguely aware that you're on the edge of the edge of the empire, but you're on the edge of that area's civilization. So just kind of like, this is definitely like a dense wood that is not, adventurers come here to try to find groups and goblins and whatnot. So, and clearly they're here. So you wander a bit and are, oh, there it is. There's my mag folder. Bjark, not Goblin. Mm-hmm. All right. So each of you give me a roll, d20. Let me know what you get.
$15.
17.
7.
All right. Okay. Give me that nature check again.
20.
Oh. All right. You definitely come across some tracks that are maybe not exactly what you were thinking, but they are definitely a little different and very strange. They look like kind of very large dog tracks. Anyway, give me a nature check.
$19.
Oh, all right.
I'm
Well,
really good at the nature checks.
yeah, you are pretty certain that these might actually be, if you're lucky, they are blink dogs.
Ooh.
If you're unlucky, blink dogs are good, so that'd be nice. If you're unlucky, they are some other kind of wolf. But you're like, hey, I think these are actually blink dog tracks, and they're very fresh, like very close. Meow. They do seem to go down to a little bit of a water. There's some stream nearby, so the tracks do seem to kind of lead off towards the water. But the forest is thick, so you can't really see too far. But that's what we got. Would you like to try to continue the basilisk track, or to the blink dogs?
We are looking for the basilisks. There are some blink dogs nearby. I point that out to the crew, or at least what I think they are. I don't know. What would you guys like to do?
Whatever's not going to get me killed. I'm still a little hurt.
Blink dogs are probably not going to get you killed. If it's something else that's a very large dog, that might be a different story. But
I vote for not getting killed.
we can keep looking around and see if we can find more basilisk evidence.
All right, give me another nature check.
Oh, not so good that time. 7.
You are, yeah, you're not really sure. You're pretty sure, you're like, well, you got the blink dog tracks. Maybe the basilisk went that way. Probably with the blink dogs running over the trail did not help. So you can just try to continue going in that direction and maybe pick up the trail later, or do something else.
Seems to be some kind of dogs in the area. Maybe I should just turn into a dog and sniff around.
There is that.
I could do that. What do you think we should do, Point?
Well, if we follow the dogs, we're not going to get to the basilisk. Dogs are not going to be running around something that's going to turn them to stone.
True. Or they'd be stone. So probably not in the direction the dogs are going. So flip a coin. Pick a direction. Go towards something warm. Where do we want to go?
Sorry, Blondie's comment I had to laugh at.
Thank you, wife. The dogs went down towards the river somewhere. I guess we'll keep going along the river, west-ish from here, east-ish from here.
It's a stream. The stream is actually a little north of where you are. If the basilisk was headed in straight, then it would be to your east. Yes.
I guess we can keep going east.
I was thinking the same thing too, Matt. That the dogs may have been hunting.
All right. So you're going to head east. Can you?
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
Seems to be a good idea.
All right. You're wandering around. Everybody, give me a survival check as you go up and down some of these rocks and trees, fallen trees. Terrain is very rough. What do we got?
I got a 16.
So the druid, who's supposed to be the best one in this group at survival.
But I am a clumsy furball.
I am a clumsy dwarf in full plate mail that's got megalodon teeth spikes coming out of it, and I got a 16.
It's the confidence. See, like,
And it's like I'm half dead, so it's like
Eliza's being careful. She doesn't want to hurt herself. You know, you're like, oh God, you're like, like rib hurts from being whacked right there. And Quint's like, I don't like being on non-solid ground, so you're like being super careful. Trollin's just prancing around. What? Come on, guys, this is easy. What? Falls over a tree that's fallen down and like tumbles down the hillside.
Well, let's be honest with the point. It's liquid courage.
Right. He just bulldozed through anything anyway, so just.
I'm waiting for things to get close enough. I can just look at the furball and be like, toss the dwarf. Because I'll just become a bowling ball.
There you go. So yes, indeed, because that is probably the funniest thing. Colin, as you are just like, oh my God, these guys take forever to do anything, and you're like walking, you like start walking backwards, and you're like, geez, come on, like you guys are so slow, and then you trip over a fallen log and just go down the hillside, wham, and land at the mouth of a cave. And around that cave are statues. Statues.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
sure. Definitely statues. Very lifelike statues. That
Very like life statues that scare the hell out of me, and I turn on my hidden step since I just made a shitload of noise. I'm gonna land and vanish.
Yeah, a little bit. It's so this cave actually has like a little stream trickling out of it, and there's a little pool of water just right outside of the. It's just a little like, it's a few inches deep. It's just a little trickle of water until it goes off down further down the mountainside, and you just splash, and you can't. Ow. I mean, you're not hurt, but you just like, ow. And you look around and you're like, oh, those aren't trees. Those are, no, those aren't. You do notice there's 2 blink dogs that look really surprised. and they're like, where? There's also a, let's see what else. Oh, there's a deer. And then there is actually a human fighter. Looks like a nice armor, and it was definitely doing the downswing smash. And give me a perception check.
$15.
Yeah, okay, you don't know. All right. All right, so yeah. Let's see. Just set this little area up. All right, so you hit the ground, you hit the water, and then what do? You
I turn on hidden step, so I vanish.
Okay.
So at least if there is a basilisk, it can't see me.
All right, but you're still laying there.
I am still laying there, trying to listen and hope that I don't hear something.
I hope I don't hear anything. All right, let's see. Give that guy a little perception check. Wow. Okay. Well, any statues giving the thumbs up or flipping the bird? No, just the one that's. But they could be. Just the one giving the downswing smash that is frozen, locked in time. You're lying there, and you're like, I don't really hear anything. Puente and Eliza, you are up. He probably tumbled down like 30 feet, like a pretty good chunk, and he just disappeared over the side. You're like, oh crap, he's dead. And then because you are in some fairly mountainous terrain, like he could have gone over like 100-foot cliff. You don't know. And so you get up to the edge and you're like, what? Oh, all right. And he clearly like scraped down the side of this rock and clay and roots, and then just whacked right into this, like I said, a very, very thin puddle of water that is coming out of a cave entrance.
It's a Furbolg impression in the water. That
then, like, as you get over the edge, you see him go and disappear. He phases out. What would you like to do?
So I'm like, being the weirdo that I am, I'm gonna like crawl to the edge, even though I'm like severely injured, and scream, "Trellin, are you still alive? Scream if you're still alive."
Nice.
It's like, if you could hear my voice, tell me to shut up. I'm annoying.
White's going to crawl to the edge and see if there's any way to line up a bowling ball shot if something comes out.
Of yourself or of like a rock or
Oh
something?
no, me becoming the bowling ball.
Yeah, okay. Tell you what. It'd be kind of like a survivalish check. Do you have any other abilities that would make that better? I'm trying to think, like that would be kind of like an intelligence kind of check to kind of like do some like quick geometry.
Math is hard.
Yeah, well,
Math is really
But
hard
a dwarf,
for me.
a dwarf can see those kind of things, like the gradient and the thing. So like there's a bit of a skill involved as a dwarf. You'd actually have a pretty good.
I mean, I could say, are we technically looking at like a stone slide? Because it could be stone cutting.
That's kind of what you're trying to do. So yeah, give it that. Yeah. Or you could the old standby animal handling.
So stone cutting actually gives me. So that would be a 16.
Okay. You're fairly certain that it wouldn't be impossible to line up a shot. It wouldn't be the best shot, but it's possible. It'd be kind of like perhaps you'd have disadvantage on it, but could be good. I don't know. Could be funny. It's possible. It's not impossible. You wouldn't just drop straight down on like. All right, so Eliza, you scream really loud. Challen, what do you do?
I'm going to get up while I'm still barely invisible and run towards the nearest tree or rock I can duck behind, and that has a view of that cave.
All right. You get up and you look around, and there aren't many trees around. There are certainly stone statues around this little area. There is a big boulder, however, about kind of far away-ish, but there is a big boulder. Not a tree.
Not a tree. All right. Well, let's try and head over towards that boulder and shillelagh my little staff on the way over there just in case.
Okay. All right. As you run hilariously, because it had failed its perception check before to notice you slapping down in the water right in front of its cave. Didn't see it at all. Rolled a 3. However, Eliza's echoing yell made it aware that something was going on. And as you are running away, the basilisk shows up. They're really not that big, honestly. All right, so it comes out of the cave. It's just it's a medium-sized monstrosity. Come on, people. And it actually has a pretty slow movement. So you hear from the cave kind of a hissing growl. It's not quite lizard, but not quite mammal. And it just kind of... you just run. So you're not looking back.
I'm not looking at anything until I'm behind a boulder.
Right. All right. So you just... You take off. The ground is not terrible around here. Like I said, it's just a little trickle of water that kind of runs down. So it's nothing you can't get around. And there is a large boulder that's probably, it's a good 10 feet tall and 15 feet wide, 10 feet long. You get behind it. What do you do?
Well, that's about all I'm going to be able to do if I'm hauling butt over there to that boulder. I'm going to try not to get seen.
Yeah. It's what does it take to see you through that spell? Because that spell is not full invisibility. It's
it actually is full invisibility for 1 round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the end of my turn, I'm not going to be invisible anymore.
Gotcha. All right. All right. So you you actually, well, you saw the water, Eliza, move at that little puddle there. It splashed around a little bit and then stopped. You're not really sure. There is a cave opening, and then you hear this hissing growl come from it, which because it's from the cave, sounds very big, very large, as if very large creatures inside that. Probably with tentacles.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. But you
All
know
right.
what?
Hmm.
I'm going to face my fears, God damn it.
Okay.
So I'm going to head towards the cave and overcome my fear of tentacles. So this way you can no longer give me nightmares. Because I'm from Jersey, biatch.
Yeah, this thing doesn't actually have tentacles, but
I'm
so.
also extra.
But way to face your fears. You come on down the you find a way down the mountainside, down the cliff face. Not a cliff, but it's definitely a craggy area. Takes you a bit, takes all of your movement. But you are beside the cave entrance by the time you get to the bottom of your movement, which is gonna be it's gonna be the whole round really to get down there. Puent.
Yeah, how far is the cave opening?
It's 30 feet down to that next level. The cave opens up, so really, actually, the cave is a good 15 feet tall, probably. So it's 15-foot cave opening, 15 more feet to where you are, up at the top. 30 feet to the ground in front of the cave.
I'm waiting for the thing to come out because I've got something in mind.
Okay. All right. Well, Trollan, you are behind a rock. Thoughts? Oh, wait. Behind the rock, you also find another statue that clearly is hiding behind the rock.
I look at it and go, crap.
It's like it's a goblin, and it was like giving that face like, I'm pretty sure I'm safe. Oh no, what's that?
Well, I'm thinking I want to keep that thing as close to the mouth of the cave as I can. So I'm going to scramble out to the side of the rock and kind of wave now that I'm visible so that maybe that Eliza and Puent can see me.
All right, Puent, you definitely see him. Eliza, you're facing the cave entrance.
Okay.
And let's see. This lets me have 150 feet away. Okay, that'll work just fine. I'm gonna throw a spike growth out in front of that cave.
Oh, all right. Eliza is right in front of that.
That's right. She was running down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll throw it more into the mouth of the cave.
Okay. Bing, 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 bing. Spike growth.
And yes, Blondie, I think he is right now behind a rock in a hard place.
Yeah. Yep. Right. So, all right. What's the radius on that?
That is a 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius. Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right. So you're throwing it actually very far deep.
Yeah, pretty far into that cave.
So you are gonna have to actually look into that cave to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to look into that cave to at least blink into that cave to do it.
Yeah, because to get it like, all right, I'm going to just go all the way into the dark there, blah, looking into the cave. I'm going to just take a note here quick and just, okay, all right, just making sure. All right, there we go. Okay, grand. All right, and...
He's mathing in his head. That's not good.
All right. Just making sure. All right. So you're like, it's totally dark. You throw it down there. You see spikes come up. And you're like, yeah. Eliza, you see spikes like roll out of the cave as the stones that are on the ground just become sharp and like shunk, 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 make spikes. Clearly, this monster is some sort of wizard and has cast this spell. And maybe those spikes might even look like tentacles. Or they just look like spikes. Maybe you're imagining it. Oh man, who knew this game was going to get super psychological? I didn't know.
Who knew I'd start hallucinating? That's Calliope who hallucinates.
All right, what would you like to do?
That was to Eliza, right?
Eliza, yes. Sorry.
I actually want to get out of the way of the cave because I'm like, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Good
need to
idea.
get tangled up in those like spike things or whatever they are.
All right, so you look around. There's also there are these statues lying around, and some are fallen over, some are standing up. There's a big boulder that's about 50 feet away. Other than that, you're kind of in this little bit of a valley, and you're all on the side of this mountain, but it's like a little valley, goes across, and then comes back up the other side, more mountain. So you're in this more of a ravine, really. Maybe it's Maybelline. All right, and so there's not too much to hide behind. There's some fallen trees and things like that, but there are also statues. What would you like to do?
I'll hide behind one of the statues.
Okay, statue it is. Just gonna put up a few statues here, and you take a few 10, 15 feet away from the opening of the cave. Puent, you're still waiting?
Oh, I'm still waiting.
All right. Puent, give me a perception check at a disadvantage.
So the first one is a 16, and the second one is a 13.
All right. Is that 13 total?
Yeah, so the second one's 13 total.
All right. You are concentrated on that cave opening, and you're doing good. You're doing fine. Okay. All right. Trollan, you didn't see anything come out of the cave, and you go back behind the rock, or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a bonfire. Well, no, I can't do that because I can't drop the spike growth. I'd have to drop spike growth to do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna hide behind the rock.
You're holding, that's concentration.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Give me a perception check as well.
Let me see what that roll was.
And add your wisdom bonus.
Okay. So it'd be adding it 13.
All right.
I rolled really bad.
Just looking at that poor goblin and just going, oh man. Like, all right. So, you hear from the cave, "Ah!" and you hear some smashing sounds. As it seems to be angry.
Because if it's moving around through those spikes, it's going to take 2d4 damage around per 5 feet of movement.
Yeah. All right. So so it's kind of not thrilled. Eliza, you hear horrible screaming and yelling from this sort of lizardish creature. You still can't see him from the cave. It just sounds like a massive, massive monster. You are pretty sure that it's just the sound of the cave making him sound really big, but man, it really is hard to not be intimidated by the sound of that thing, which just sounds gigantic. What would you do?
I knew I took out my tiara for a reason. I'm gonna Jersey Princess the shit out of this. Okay, ow, as it gets stuck in my hair. And it continues to get stuck in my hair. So I'm gonna Jersey Princess the shit out of this. So I'm gonna go to the cave because I'm gonna face my demons and whatever the hell is in that cave.
All right. Well, there is spike growth. These spikes are all over the place. Is there any? Can you go like really slowly around spike growth or something like that?
It's a. Let me see where to go. Spike growth.
Right. Isn't it that you?
It's difficult terrain.
It's difficult terrain.
But no, there's no real way to avoid it.
Oh.
It's difficult terrain, and you're going to take 2d4 damage for 5 feet.
Woo.
Yeesh.
All right. So yeah, you're like, I don't know. These spikes, you definitely know that you're gonna take damage by stepping on them.
If I see her going in, could I cease concentration on it if I see her charging in there?
You could, but currently you're on the other side of that rock.
Right. Yeah, I don't really see her charging in, but
Right.
But if I hear her go, rah!
All right. Well, what would you like to do?
I'm still gonna go in. I'm gonna do a battle cry and everything.
All right. Well, she does a battle cry. I wonder if that's enough to get you to turn the corner and go, all right, what's going on over there?
I can peek out a little bit.
All right. So I will. So is it a saving throw, right, on that?
On
those spikes, or is it just 2d8? Or
it's just 2d4. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So you run in. You're like, ah! So yeah, you're like, oh, she just ran in, didn't she? And so, nice. Okay, I rolled a 1 and a 2. So not a lot of damage, but 3 damage as you like, as you step on spike after spike, you like literally have not stepped on a spike yet. Trowlin, you come around, and you're like, oh, did she really do that? And you're like, oh god, okay, so you knock out the spell. Gwen, do you see her run inside the cave? So let's see. If we keep all right. Okay. All right. So you run straight in. It's dark, but there is a green glowing light. Not 1, but 2. And you're like, oh, they're kind of eye-shaped. And then you make a saving throw. That would be a Constitution save.
Me?
Yes, you.
Well, thankfully I have a +3 on Constitution.
That is very good.
19.
Well done. You run in. The eyes stare at you. Wow, 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 wow. Well, you let's see. All right. All right. Well done. You are almost to those green eyes, but yeah, even using all of your movement, it's all the way back there. She just ran in the cave. She just Leroy Jenkins this.
I Indiana Jones this shit.
You are in the dark, and the only thing that you can see are these 2 eyes. Trollan, what are you gonna do right at this moment? As
I breathe under my breath. Fighters. And I'm gonna get up and come around the rock, and can I see her at least into the cave? Is there enough shadow in there for me to see her?
no, I mean
it's complete darkness.
because you're in the light and your eyes can't see into the dark because she is in there. Yeah.
It's like I'm all up in there.
I really don't want to hit her with the guiding bolt.
Yeah, please don't hit me.
That's actually what I was waiting to see if we could get the thing to come out of the cave. I was going to hit it with guiding bolt.
Oh, you know what? I can do it because now that I've dropped the thing, I could drop a bonfire at the entrance to the cave, a little off to the side, so we can get in and out.
Oh, all right.
And that's a cantrip. So I can drop that.
What's the light radius on that?
On a bonfire?
Yeah, I think it's 60, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be big. I mean, heck, the thing's got a 10-foot square of fire to start with.
Ooh. All right. Yeah, it's like 60 feet. And then
yeah, it should be 60 feet of bright light.
30 feet closer to that is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, boom! You drop a big giant bonfire right there at the entrance of the cave. You see well lit the back of Eliza, and just barely you see her about to slam into a lizard with several legs and spikes, looking right at her like, is this happening? And I have advantage from Sally. All right. Oh, geez. That's not that thing. All right. I think Eliza and I need to roll initiative now that you are actually in melee range. Give me a d20 roll for your initiative. Oh, I just rolled a 9.
I did too.
Really? All right. Simultaneous. It does gaze at you, and then will also try to bite you. But you also stab it. What are you trying to do? All right, you're trying to stab it. Okay, roll your hit. I'm gonna roll with advantage. Ooh,
I got an 8.
Got an 8. That's you. Probably because you can now see it because of the bonfire. You're like, that wasn't what I was aiming for at all. You go right over it, and it just bites you right in the leg for a pretty good, let's see, was not a natural 21, but it was 10 chompy damage onto your leg. Arg! And you're like, you look at it, and you're like, and it looks at you, and it's like, arg! And now you roll another Constitution save.
$15, and then +3 is 18.
Nice. All right. Once again, you feel your resolve stiffening, but fortunately, that's the only thing you feel stiffening. Come on, that was a good one. Okay. I need my snare. I need to get my snare drum out. Anyway, all right. So, but you did just get chomped in the leg. Gah! All right. We are back to.
How much should I get now?
Do you have another action or no? You're not third level. All right. Gwen, you hear screaming.
Oh, I'm doing the slide down.
Okay. You'll get there. All right. Eliza's deep in the cave. Trollan, you're there. Now you just put the bonfire there.
Yeah, I put the bonfire out.
Did you move to the cave or?
A little closer. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you're gonna look closer to the cave. Quint slides on down the side to get to the cave.
When I slide down, how far away from Eliza am I?
Oh, you're a good 40 feet.
Good, that's within range. because with my bonus action, I am going to cast Healing Word at 2nd level
Okay.
and basically negate the bite.
Ah, there you go.
10 points.
Your wound instantly heals. You must be made of magic. I'd keep fighting. Like, or, all right. So that was it. Let's see. Let's do our. All right. So we are back to Eliza and the basilisk simultaneously chomping on each other. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to stab it again.
Okay. It is there, waiting for you to roll well.
17.
17 does indeed. Now that you can just see it, you're like, oh, it's there. Stab. Stab away. What'd you get?
I got a 7. I already told you I got a 17.
Oh. I mean, to damage.
Damage.
Oh, damage. 11.
11 Z's. All right. Oh, and once again, I am getting another advantage. Woo! They are. All right, here we go.
You're just waiting on my ass tonight.
Really? Even with my advantage, that is a 17.
Cool.
What's your armor class? Was it 18? Nice. It tries to find a good spot, but cannot find any purchase, and looks at you angrily, and you have to make a save. Oh, Magnus throws down the auto success to Constitution save. Blam.
And
Right.
prior to that, she was also given advantage.
Oh, was she giving it? Oh, advantage Eliza. Sorry, didn't see that. All right. Blam. Okay. Well, so there's some rough battling back and forth. No one gets anything good on that except for Eliza, who gets to manage to stab through all the spikes on the top of the basilisk's head. Trallin. Eliza doesn't seem to be losing. She's not really. I wouldn't say she's winning, but she's not dead. Like,
Well, we're going to give the mage. We're going to give the fighter a little magical assistance and guiding bolt this thing and light it up.
there you go. All right.
Oh, and a 24 to hit. I think that'll work.
Yeah.
So 4d6 on that for damage. Holy cow!
Yep.
Dang.
14 damage.
Unless you cast it at 2nd level, and then it becomes 5d6.
All right. The guiding bolt. Oh! Opens it up. Oh, auto failed. Oh, they are.
Oh,
Wee. The gods giveth and the gods taketh away.
oh.
The guiding bolt passes right over, and as the magical light of the guiding bolt blasts by the basilisk, the worst thing that you do see is that there's another basilisk. And you're like, oh, come on. And it's that moment that you think of that goblin out there, and you then see that scenario in your head where there was a basilisk on either side of that rock and that goblin, and you're like, oh crap. You know, like that goblin ran around thinking he was safe, and then boom, ran smacked right into the other one. And you're like, oh shit. Oh, that's totally and that's totally where I failed that perception check.
Yeah, I didn't consider basilisk were pack hunters.
You're like, oh crap. Oh yeah. So I did. It's like I tried to give both of you perception checks. I was gonna like give you that a little hint there, and you both failed those perception checks. And I was like, oh man, this is gonna suck. Like, oh, but yeah. Right. Quent, you also see that guiding bolt go over the heads of the basilisks, plural. This one was literally just coming up, like it was clearly coming up behind the other one to like, hey, what are you eating?
The Fathom, the Chum, the Holy Coast, and guiding bolt with the.
Oh dang! On the front one or the one in the back?
The front one.
Okay. Nicely done. Give me that damage.
That is going to be 42.
Holy moly! Right? All doubled up. Which
That was doubled is 42.
right. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, okay then. Well, that will be the end of that basilisk. With the damage that Eliza had just done with her sword, shing, and the extra blam, guiding bolted, kaboom. It falls over, and the other basilisk looks at Eliza. Eliza makes another save.
Oh. 19.
Nice. All right. You apparently blinked at the right moment. All right. Well, it's back around to you. What do you got?
Do I have to roll a perception check or?
Oh no. This so there's the basilisk in front of you got guided, bolted, and fell over dead.
And
That's when
sparkling.
you see another basilisk behind it, and you're like, oh, come on. And it's only 20 feet away, so I mean it's within you. You can run up to it and attack it if that's what you want to do. Okay, very well. She goes deeper into the cave. Go for it.
19.
A 19 will hit. They have a pretty good armor class, but not that good. All right, you run up and you're like, and then you whack that guy. Whack that guy. Whack all the guys. All right.
Even though I'm severely injured.
That's why it's an adventure.
11.
11 damage. Once again, 11. That seems to be the amount of damage that Eliza does to Basilisk. All right. Running further into the cave. You can still make out what's happening because of the guiding bolt on the other Basilisk. Is like the lights shining and shimmering off of it. Blondie, I think they would actually get more points if they brought back a living one. But surviving also would be good. All right, so let's see. Well, no, it did the gaze. That's what its go was. Eliza attacked it. Now Trollan goes. Barely visible, pretty far down this cave entrance. There she goes after the other one. You can just make out the outline of the other basilisk.
Well, if I can see it, I can fire another guiding bolt at it.
Yes, you can.
And that's going to be a 15 to hit.
A 15. That is just enough.
Yes. All right. So that's going to be really terrible. Only 6 damage.
Oh,
3 1s and a 3.
Oh my gosh.
But it's glowing and grants advantage.
Boo. Nicely done. Twent. Oh, -5, Sally. What?
So it took 1 damage.
So it took 1 point of damage. You just
Thank you,
booped it.
Sally.
Just booped it. Just booped it. That's all you did. Just
Boop the snoop.
boop.
Boop the snoop.
You just booped the basilisk. Let's play boop the basilisk. How many times can you say that actually fast?
Well,
Boop the
at least
basilisk.
I have the advantage.
Yes, you have advantage.
Oh, Mab throws down a +5 though, so bam.
Thank you, Mab.
Just to re-up.
So it is not a natural 21, but it is 21 to hit.
A dirty 21. All right.
And that is 17.
All right.
And then as a bonus action, an ethereal form of Jossus encapsulates Eliza as Shield of Faith surrounds her.
Still not gonna hurt me.
So that is a +2 to AC until I lose concentration or 10 minutes is up.
Nice. All right. The other basilisk jumps on Eliza with a 3-0. And make another save.
$15.
You have once again. Clearly, basilisks don't actually turn you to stone. That was just a lie. Someone made that up. There's nobody. That's bullcrap. You know, they're just making that crap up. That's fair. All right. Okay. Well, it tries to bite you and missed. It also then gazed at you and just gave you a dirty look, and then you jerseyed it back. So there it is. I guess you're gonna swing at it.
Oh, it's like you must have read my mind or something. Words, pronouns, nouns.
Do it.
I got a natural 21.
You people, I swear, I'm seeing so many natural
Is
21.
that 3 tonight?
It's like I have the
It's at
magic
least 3.
Jersey on my side tonight. You can't beat
well-
the Jersey magic.
Paolo has to blame himself because he's the one who sent us the dice.
I know. I had them specially made so they would roll lots of 21s. Apparently, those. All right,
And crown it.
give me that damage. Can you take it out? And in this shot, it's gonna be hard, but with
I got a
double damage.
9.
How much?
A 9?
9 damage total.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Fine.
9
Double.
plus my strength, right?
What's your strength? Yeah, you gotta add
Oh,
that.
plus
strength.
3, it's 12.
12. That's 24. Is that enough? 33 plus 24 is going to be 57. And I believe they have 52 hit points, which they do. So you leap into the air, bounce off one of the rocks in the cave, and come down with the action stab right between the eyes, but not in the eyes. Chunk, just cutting its little spike open as the swirling lights of Jossus all around you, like the angel of Jossus, and you put it out of everyone's misery, and it flumps to the ground. Basilisk blood. What you gonna do? All right. There we are. What?
Now we got to take him back.
You look around just to make sure there's nothing else around.
No more basilisks.
Chewed up stone. Chewed up stone. That's pretty much
Nope, no basilisk eggs or anything that
No.
Pathomasters might be interested in.
I'm gonna say, all right, boys, you can handle this, right? I'm a little
So
beat
these
up.
are like a basilisk is like the size of a small pony, I would say. It does have, like it's not, but short. They're like, I guess that's about like, they're like 3 feet tall, but like the body size of a pony. So
With 8 legs.
yeah, and so got to figure out they probably weigh a good bit. How would you like to get these guys home?
Y'all two figure it out. I'm a little hurt.
How do you calculate carry capacity again?
Oh, geez. Well,
because apparently whatever it is, I can double that. So
really,
it's a racial feature of the Furball. They can carry double their weight without encumbrance.
carry double their own weight?
Double the standard carry weight.
Oh,
So whatever your strength score is, multiply that by 30. That is what you can push, drag, or lift.
Okay. So 270 doubled.
So 540?
Because I have a really crappy strength score of 9.
Sorry, not 540. 270. Oh yeah, 540.
Yeah.
Well, you can carry a full one.
I probably could. I might have to have somebody else carry some of my gear, but I could probably lump a full one by myself.
Yeah, no bag of holding today.
No, because I don't know if Argrax gave it back to me.
Oh, it was full of the stuff. I don't know if you can fit. I don't think it can fit in a bag of holding, and not without chopping it up first.
But I can carry 420 pounds.
You'd have to not wear your armor, but yeah, you could. I mean, you figure probably it's got to weigh almost 400 pounds. Like it also has those spikes and all the other crap on it. I think it's heavy. I don't know. So you're just gonna like.
I mean,
like
I think that we should make some sort of sled.
That'd probably be a better idea.
That way, the three of us can pull the sled.
Mm-hmm.
And we're definitely well within the weight range for everybody.
Oh yeah. All right, so give me a let's do like a survival check of like building this little like. Well, there's plenty of trees to kind of cut down, make a little thing.
Well, hopefully the druid knows this better than I do because I got a whopping 8.
I got a 19.
Okay.
I can whip together a drag sled.
Yep. All right. So because you're down here at the bottom of this little bit of a ravine, and you're like, crap, you're gonna have to take a different way back around, to get you back to where you were. Actually, it leads back around to that little lake where the stream was, where you assumed the blink dogs were going to be, or using your druid abilities. And sure enough, there's a few. You see them just drinking water at the lake. Then they the first one's like, kind of comes in and like they definitely sniffed basilisk. Oh shoot! Give me one more. Everybody, give me one more perception check. And Eliza is somewhere, but I will give one for Eliza as well. Oh, nice.
My best perception of the night, 13.
Oh. How about you, Puent?
21.
Oh, nicely done. All right, both you and Eliza realize on your way out of the cave, but after you've passed by the statues a number of times to make the sledge and then get those things on the sledge, and you walk out, and you walk back in, you walk out, you drag them out again, and you realize that guy doing the downswing smash with a bastard sword The sword is a sword. It's not made of stone. So something like everybody else's clothes and all their other things turn to stone. But not this sword. Bon. Care to?
I haven't noticed it.
Yeah, you I gave everybody chances.
I pointed out to Trowlin and go, you know nature better than me.
Ooh. Well,
Frank's not here, so somebody's got to steal it.
Somebody has to steal it if Frank's not here.
well, you know what? Detect magic.
Oh, it is magical.
Yeah. That's a magic sword. I bet you or Eliza might want that.
I'm going to take the Warhammer. I am going to smash the wrists area.
Okay.
I'm going to take the blanket out of my bedroll, wrap the sword, and that is coming to the temple with me.
Okay. Smart. All right.
I can have the temple identify it.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. Let's see. Ooh. Dun, dun. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, so the blink dogs. So they're like growling at you a little bit. They're not really sure what to think. Are you helping the basilisks? Are you like they're not the smartest things in the world, but they're kind of meh. They're they're not attacking you, but they are trying to figure out what's going on. But now, Druid, you can talk to animals. They're like,
I actually don't have that. I don't think I do. But at least if I do, I haven't prepared it.
all right. You just say nice doggy and
Yeah, I just try and be non-threatening to the dogs.
all right. You can get around them. I mean, they're just trying to figure out what's going on, and you're just like, oh, we're cool, nice doggy, and they kind of they just continue to bark at the basilisks.
I poked the basilisks to show them they're dead.
Oh, well, let's see if they actually like they seem to understand that, and they're like, oh, they stop barking. And they kind of give you the like, oh, and they suddenly give the like, I'm a nice dog, why don't you pet me? Like,
Is there a treat in the pocket? Is there a treat in the pocket?
That's right. All right, so you head on past them. You continue back. You're gonna have to survive a night. Before, of course, now you're moving a little slower than you were before.
I imagine I can't turn a blink dog into a familiar, can I?
Not at this level, no. All right, so you've got sword. Yes, I love that day. Eliza's here, but unfortunately, she's got her camera off. We'll get her back on here in a sec. Yeah, you touch the sword and turn to stone because I am that kind of dumb. I'd give you some kind of warning. I would give you a little warning. There'd be some clue, something. Anyway, but I would absolutely do that because it's hilarious. All right,
I'd do it too.
yeah. Right. All right, so it is the middle of the night, and everybody give me a perception check. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, not perception. Survival
check. Oh, and before we bed down for the night, I would blow whatever spells I have left to help heal Eliza a little bit more.
Okay. What you got?
Skylar is showing she is evil.
Oh yeah, my survival check sucks too. Apparently 8.
All right. Okay, so now give me a perception.
Both of us.
Yes.
Oh, a 9.
Oh.
Apparently, I have just no concept of my surroundings.
21.
Nice. Both you and Eliza feel like you're definitely being watched, but nothing has happened. So you're bedded down for a while, and you're relaxing. You're trying to find some sort of way to put these guys on a sled, an angle, so that you can kind of like use them as a defensive position if you need to or something. And you're like, all right, something is.
I think Kenny's brothers might come back.
Fritz.
Think I should go prowl around?
Yeah.
I could turn into a panther and go wander around real quiet like in the dark.
Oh, all right. Yeah, give me a little stealthy roll there.
Yeah, give me a second to turn into a panther. Now all my numbers will be right. Yeah, because now I have a +6 to stealth. So 19.
All right. Let me see. Oh yeah. You're like, okay, you think they're over there in that direction. You kind of like roll over the side of the basilisk body and turn into a panther, and then kind of head off come back around to the direction where you think you're being watched. And there is certainly a large group of goblins who are and it's I don't know if you didn't really get a good look at any of the surviving ones, so you don't really tell that these are the same goblins, but you have a pretty good idea that these might be some of the same goblins and their friends, because now there's about 25 of them or so, and they look like they're forming a little plan. And actually, they absolutely totally failed their checks to see if you were coming up. And you've actually up in a tree looking down on them, and you see them making a little, they've got the dirt plan with the sticks, and you're like, oh, those two baskets, those must be those sticks. And then there's that stick must be Eliza, and that stick must be Pwent, and then there's me stick, and then oh yeah, and that's our little campfire, and then okay, oh yeah, that's absolute, and of course their plan is full frontal attack, which is hilarious. That is why they have and it's just all of them, and then they just have an arrow that just points. Attack. It's a watch party. Oh.
Just so I know, did we get our rest before we sensed them coming, or this is at the beginning of the night?
No, this is in the middle of the dark. So you've had 2 hours. You've had a short rest.
A short rest. Okay.
Yes.
But not enough to regain spells.
Not druid spells, no. Oh, sure, if you were a warlock or something. Life is easy.
Well, I'm certainly not going to pounce 25 goblins, so why don't I go stealth back to our little campsite?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then to communicate much of anything to them, I'm probably just going to have to point and growl and scratch the number 25 into the ground with my claw.
Using Roman numerals or no?
Yeah. So, scratch little things, maybe try and draw a goblin.
All right, I'll give you the, there's possibly, you can actually draw little arrows, and so people are like, oh, the arrows are the goblins. Oh yeah. More like Pink Panther than Black Panther. Yeah. All right. So. All right. Yeah, there's a bunch of goblins on their way to attack you, perhaps. Welcome back, Eliza.
I don't even know what to do at this point.
And you said you're completely out of spells, aren't you, Trowlin?
I am not out of spells. I have a few.
Because I know you said you were going to heal Eliza up. So how many points?
Oh yeah, it depends on how many I used on her. How many I had to use on her.
You only used one.
Hmm?
You only used one. You gave me 7 hit points before.
Well, right, but how many hit points are you down?
20.
20. Okay, yeah. I'd have burned out my level ones, and you would have another 13.
All
So I
right.
got one level 2 slot left.
I'm down to 2 levels 2s.
Well, I feel like if I'm gonna die, I might as well go out in a blaze of glory.
Blaze of Goblin Glory. It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna go after the goblins.
You're just gonna Leroy Jenkins everything here, right?
Pretty much.
Oh,
I use Leroy Jenkins.
All right. So,
As the DM just completely bypasses that.
do you let them know that's what happened? You're just like thumbs up. Let's do this, Leroy Jenkins, and just
Even though I don't know who that is.
you don't. Full stop. Do we have to? Should we play the video? Should we?
If you can find it quick, yeah.
Yeah.
My screen. Yeah. Leroy, basically, you're Eliza Jenkins, really, is what you are. Like,
Okay.
rush on in there. You can watch it later. It's, yeah. I forget that the Leroy Jenkins meme is like 14 years old by this point, I think, right? So
I broke the DM.
that's classic, man. That's even my kids know.
No, isn't that vanilla? So that would be 17?
No, surely not 17.
Vanilla WoW came out in 2004.
I don't know. Quick, someone look this up. We have Google for that. All right, so
Shut up. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad and you never will be.
you can rush them if you would like. That's not up to that's up to you. That's your thing. I'm not going to stop. I will not stop anyone from making a bad decision.
I'm gonna rush at them because fuck it.
Cause fuck it. All right, there we go. All right.
Okay.
Well. I don't
Are they at least corralled together? They were all like huddled around making a little plan.
Yeah, they were making a little plan. So yeah, if you go now, I mean they're gonna be a little surprised, I guess. So, all right. Well, let me get some more goblins out, I guess. Where's my goblins at? That's turning adventures. I'll get some more goblins.
Hopefully, you got some nice area effects left.
This is the one downside of having real miniatures. Leroy Jenkins happened in 2015. Oh man.
No, not 2015, 2005.
Oh, sorry, 2005. Yeah, so 16 years ago. All right. Hilariously, this is like side note. So my brother, who is in the military, is the one who actually showed it to me. Not gamers, because he was like, he showed it to me because he was like, do gamers do this? Is this a gamer thing? Because this is exactly what we do before we do a mission. Like,
That's
Yeah.
what we did for formations too.
yeah,
But nobody did the Leroy Jenkins because that meant your team in real life may not come home.
yeah, really gets killed. Yeah, so yeah, yep. So
So
It's
if you
just
check
fun.
that, I basically gave the rundown of what happened,
Mhm.
so that little Miss Eliza there can understand why we say she's doing the Leroy Jenkins. And I forgot because I used to play WoW back then. I forgot it was actually a player that did it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's why I probably don't know it because I never played WoW.
He became so famous.
So I guess I'll be the Leroy Jenkins of of the team, just like going in screaming.
All right, so
Yes, Mab, you're right. It is so funny.
back up a little bit here. So you find out that basically they point you in the right direction. They say the puma. You're like, they're over there, and you're like, puma's like, yeah, over there, and then you just tear off into the woods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Oh, one second. Oh. All right. Eliza, loud attack or quiet attack? Are you battle crying this, or are you?
Oh hell no!
But at least she's going to use stealth. Maybe.
All right, Zoe.
Did you put on your body armor at least? your battle armor?
Yes, I made sure to put on my battle armor.
All right, there it is. You are running. You get pretty far. I'm gonna let's see randomly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'll put you over there. Okay, so you ran as in the direction that the puma pointed, and you're a little bit off to this. You hop up on a rock, and you're just overseeing. You're like, you get up on a rock, and you see a large circle of goblins. What on earth do you do? They are still making a plan.
I'm gonna throw one of my not one of my battle axes, my hand axes at one of their heads.
Any particular one?
No, just pick a random one.
Closer or farther?
Closer.
All right. Back of the head or front of the bed?
Back of the head, clearly.
Okay. Give it a roll. Let's do this. Oh, Blondie gives disadvantage. Okay. Disadvantage it is. Giving you 2 rolls and take the lowest roll.
2 rolls?
Yep. Roll twice and take the lowest roll. You've been given disadvantage.
So I got 18 for my first roll.
Uh-huh.
I got 12 for my second.
So take the 12, add your bonuses, and fortunately, I believe that actually...
So I got a +3 for strength, so 15.
Hilariously, I still think that hits a goblin.
I'm pretty sure it does.
G. Where's my goblins at? Goblin. 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 Goblins. Armor class 15.
Right on the nose.
Whack. Actually, the back of the head. But
But yeah.
all right, back of the head it is. For whack. Roll that damage.
Okay. Hold on. Where is that die? Where's my damage die? Shit. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I got a. Hold on 1 second. An 11.
11 damage from the axe. D6.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I rolled the wrong die. I got a 6.
Roll of a 6.
Yeah, I rolled a 6 and then got a 6.
Nice. All right. And Monroe is throwing a +5. All right. Dun, dun. Oh, wait. Yes. All right. Wait, are you giving a -5 or a +5? All right. That's 5. All right. So that will do it for that guy, Shawunk. Turns out it was 11 damage anyway. All right. 1 goblin down. Aye. They all look up. Huh? And they yell, Bree-yark! Thank you. Which, as we all know, in Goblin is not surrender. All right, so Chalin, Gwen, from a distance. I mean, she just ran off into the woods. First off.
Oh, I followed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. All right, so she runs off into the woods. You follow her right behind her. You are still a puma, I believe, yes?
I am currently still a puma, so I am going to just barrel through with a pounce and pick that one off the top corner near her.
That one?
Yeah.
All right. Nom. All right.
Yeah, it's just going to get nommed. And I got to figure out where my... Oh, there's my bite attack. Or, I'm sorry, pounce, claw attack. 18 to hit.
Nice. That will do it.
You were given disadvantage.
I was given disadvantage. Thank you, child.
They love you so much.
Oh, it's still a 16 to hit.
They just love these goblins, is what it is. They just love goblins. All right, pounced. You're on him.
Yep, he's going to take 5 damage from the pounce, and then while I'm on top of him, I get to bite him. And I'm going to miss.
Monroe throwing down more +5 damage.
Oh. Well, that'd be 10 to the goblin then, I guess.
All right, my attack screen is a little out of focus. Action cam, what's going on, pal? All right, there we are. All right. My other miniatures. Dun, 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 dun. Tell me more. So what's the total damage?
So with the thanks there for Monroe, that'd be 10 damage.
All right, that'll take out your average goblin, your average everyday goblin. Bam, chomp. Where's all my wood?
I'll take as much cover from its corpse as I can.
Okay. Oh. It's not a puma, but there we go. Oh. All right. Not a puma, but close. All right, Puent, what do you got?
Puent's going to move forward, get in attack range, saying, I guess what they're trying to say does not mean ba weep, grana weep, ninny bong.
Guess not.
and that would be an 18.
Oh, that hits.
For 9 points of damage with the Warhammer.
That will take him out. The bodies hit the floor. All right, so they are, let's see, mostly surprised. That one was not that one. Mostly surprised, except 2 made natural 21s and were able to spin around. One attacks Puent. The other one attacks the Puma. But those guys are stunned. Oh, I think that's a morale check, though, on these guys over here. Oh, an 8. That's a failure on that side. All right, that side. This side seems to hold their strength. One of the group leaders probably is rallying them, like barking orders at them. However, this whole side just collapses and starts to run. They don't want to deal with the panther. Yeah. And those guys are stunned. The Puma gets 1 sword attack. Oh, man, that's a 22.
That'll hit a Puma.
Yep.
A Panther.
And that is a 6 damage. And the other one faces off with you, Puent, and misses absolutely. Doesn't even come close to you. Chunks into slices into the forest beside him. The rest rally, and the others are stunned, and those guys are running. All right, Eliza.
Yes.
Oh, +5 extra damage. Oh man. For who? Oh, I know who it is for. Yeah, that'd probably be for Trollan. So just gotta make a wild guess. All right, Eliza.
Yes.
What you doing?
I'm gonna attack one of the goblins.
Hey, and don't forget Feeding Frenzy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Blood has been spilt by Jawzus. Anyone within 20 feet of Puent is a 20-foot 20-foot diameter, which is everybody thus far. Who's on his side will get the Feeding Frenzy, which is +1 to hit, +1 damage. If you're using a slashing weapon, it is actually +2 damage.
So if I use my rapier, it'd be +2?
Rapier's piercing. So if you had a slashing weapon like a battle axe or something like that, something like a broadsword, which, by the way, there is a broadsword, a magical broadsword.
Oh, you said magical broadsword.
It's wrapped up and it is on my back.
That's right.
So I'm gonna steal Puent's magical broadsword and I'm gonna use it.
That's up to Puent.
Puent, can I use your broadsword?
No, because we don't know what it does, and if it's cursed, it's going to be cursing you.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, that is wise. That's wise. I would do it just for fun, but that is wise.
I'm gonna use my rapier instead.
All right. Welcome, Troll King, to the show. Let's see. Oh, Troll King, they are wailing on some goblins. So, all right, roll that die.
19.
That definitely hits.
And I got a 6 for damage.
6 damage. Is that all? Wait, plus the +1 for Feeding Frenzy?
+1 for the feeding frenzy, and if my strength counts, it's a plus another 3.
Oh, not quite dead, but he opens up, the blood flows, and you feel the power of Jawzus compelling you to just keep going. It's just too beautiful.
Still not going to convert.
Still not going to convert. Have it your way. All right, I'm trying to focus this in a little bit. Come on, camera. Focus, battle cam. Focus. There we go. Ah, there we go. All right. Battle cam is focused. All right. You slash him good. You have to actually step in a little bit here. Slash him good, but not quite dead. That is the same one who attacked the puma. So, meh. You know. All right. Watch it, pal. All right. So, Trollan, Mr. Puma.
Trollan's going to not be a puma anymore.
Okay.
And is going to point his little staff down here and push that large button on it.
Oh my, yes.
We're going to fire a lightning bolt straight down that line of goblins that have all passed their morale checks.
Oh, this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Boop. Yeah, okay. Blam. So it would be either all these guys here, 10 foot wide, or 10 foot wide, all these guys here.
If I can manage to miss Eliza, just everybody right in front of all of us. Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yeah, because you're at the same distance. You wing your... You turn back into the fertile bulb that you are. Hold your rod and just go... Blam! You actually say blam, but you press the button and a bolt of lightning shoots out 30 feet, 60 feet long, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm sorry, I think it's 30 feet long. No.
It's 100 feet long.
Oh, it's 100. Oh, yeah. Different lightning bolt. Yeah. Kablam! Blasting trees and things, but hitting all those guys. I believe, what is it? That's like
they got to make a dex save.
Yeah, and then it's
it's 8. Let's just say they're all cooked. If they it's 8d6, so I don't even know if saving matters.
Only if you rolled all ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd have to roll terribly for them to. Although actually, 2 of them out of 4 pass the save. And okay, so nobody got a natural 21.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be 32 damage.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you made the save. Boom, boom, bam, 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 bam. Yeah. Not exactly melee, but it was short range. Yes. You do also feel the frenzy in your blood. As the feeding frenzy of Jawzus goes like, yes. All right, Puent. The lightning bolt goes off right in front of your face. Does not hit you. There's a couple goblins standing there going, like, ah. Just missed it by the lightning bolt. What would you like to do?
I'm going to the closest one.
All right, just 10 feet ahead of you is that guy right there. Boop.
So that's a dirty 21.
Yep.
And that is 11 points of damage.
That will definitely do it. Boom. All right. I really thought this might be slightly more difficult, but I forgot about that lightning bolt. All right, so yeah, do those guys?
Oh, and as a bonus action, I'm just gonna roll a spell.
Oh yeah.
So in the middle of the other group that still is rallied, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual weapon.
Oh, all right.
So
signified by
A Megalodon tooth-looking, Warhammer is going to appear there.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just a big giant shark tooth, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Shark tooth. All right, bonus action. I believe you get an attack then this round too, right?
That's what I'm double checking right now. Yep. That is a 22.
Oh yes. Just going for any particular one there.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
And that is 8 points of damage.
That will do it for normal goblin. Oh, all right. Once again, since Gwent, you're looking right about at him, this guy right here points his staff at all three of you, and you feel once again the tendrils of vines growing up out of the ground. Everyone make a save.
Dex save?
It's a strength save, I believe.
Strength save.
So that is a 19.
Dang. All right.
I got a
Eliza, what you got?
16, and then plus a 5 for my strength save. I got 21.
Nice. Trollan?
I only got 11.
11 does not make it.
Does not make it.
Trollan the Druid, one with plants, is now one with plants.
The irony of irony.
As the vines wrap around him, and the two of you, however, you make, as you're slashing and hacking your way through, you make the move so that it does not affect you. There's a goblin right there. There is a goblin who actually is affected, or at least has to make a save. Great. Go, goblin, go. No, that goblin is also affected and is stuck in the vines. All right, that's him. Those goblins, man, I don't know. I think they're going to tear out of there. There's no way. They're like, okay, we've got them surrounded, we've got them trapped. They can't run. And the goblin gives the command, which is not Briark, and they're going to take off. They're going to use his movement. Let's see. Oh, and the spiritual hammer was a reaction move, so you don't actually have a reaction for that. So yeah, they're going to run all the way. This guy is only going to run 30 because it's his movement. Those guys all split, using their full movement to get out. So who's not stuck? Eliza's not stuck.
I'm not stuck.
All right. So, Eliza, you are jumping around, getting away from the vines that are trying to catch you. There's a goblin who is stuck in the vines, and the rest of them are tearing off out of there. They're all those, actually, every single one of these guys have used a full movement with their action as well to run more than 60 feet. So they are actually, none of those guys are there. You could try to run after them, but it is dark and it is in the woods, and yes.
Yeah, I'm like too badly hurt to, try to run after them and go after them and stuff. But I did notice someone asked me which gods Eliza does worship. So Eliza worships Athena and Hades.
Good.
So I'm going to actually go after the goblin that's all tied up in vines and go for the killing blow.
Okay. Feeling the strength of Jawsus, however, still around you.
Even though I don't worship Jawsus, you'll never recruit me to his cult. I'm sorry, it's a cult.
Everybody's a cult at some point. All right, roll that die.
I got a 14.
That is, total?
Well, 14 plus my 3 3 strength, so it'll be 17.
17. The 17 will do it. Also, Goblin can't move either way, so you probably hit him anyway.
Yeah, you get advantage.
Yep. So, oh yeah, so you get advantage. Roll again. See if you get a nat 21. Check it out. Yeah, you have a 1 in 20 chance.
17.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, you just step over and just give him the killing blow as the frenzy of the blood frenzy goes through you. Mwah, ha, 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 ha. All right, Trollin.
How many of them are still within 60 feet over there?
Well, those guys tore off. The other group, the one that just cast that spell on you, he turned around and started running, but he's probably only as far as he could run with his speed. So,
because I only see one left standing over here in the bottom corner.
Yeah, he's actually 30 feet further, but he would be he's the closest one.
All right, because I do have a second spell slot left, and attacking would be disadvantaged while I'm all tied up, but a spell isn't, so I'd just plant a spike growth out in front of whoever I can get to that's still running.
Ooh.
They can run through the spikes.
and the spike growth is, it's like, what's the radius?
It's a 20-foot radius. Oh, at 150 feet.
Ooh, all right. So you're like, you put it over there. You know what? Tell you what, give me a, you know what? This is literally would be like a whiz. What's your bonus on your survival?
Survival +3.
All right. So use that as your to hit, because basically you're like, it's dark over there. You know there's some terrain, but you're going to try to and I'm going to try to think that he's going to go over that rock, and you don't really know what's there, but you're going to make some assumptions. And did you 21 it? Oh my God.
21 it. My first one today.
It's got to be somewhere over there. Boom. And with your beautiful wisdom, you're like, yes, it is right there. By the screams, the horrible screams. That guy you just dropped it right on him, and he just like shredded like he ran over a cheese grater. What? There's not much to do. Everyone else is run off into the woods, and that guy, you just hear the screams. You actually probably hit some of the other ones too on the edge, but they probably still got away, unless they really took a ton of damage. Quentin, what do you do?
I'm just going back to the camp and checking on the basilisks.
Okay, all right. You walk out of the vines that are trying to grow around you, and you're just like, yeah, whatever. All right. Well, the spell ends, Trollin, as you've clearly destroyed the spellcaster. Yeah, not so much. Not so good. Yeah, so there you are. You're out. You're alive, and you survived getting jumped by goblins twice. How do you feel?
Feel pretty good. Wonder if they were carrying any little trinkets or gold.
The ones that survived, the ones that were left there, not really. I mean, they're just goblins. They get let's see, what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. You actually took out nearly 130 copper coins.
Hey, it'll buy a round.
That's true. Sack of copper, anyone? Sack of copper. And a bunch of weapons that are crap that no one will buy. All right. Well, you have survived. You guys survived the night. Nothing else is around. And actually, what ends up happening is you hear the barks off in the distance of blink dogs, who clearly are going after any of the ones surviving, and chewing them up into the night. You go back and rest well, knowing that blink dogs are probably guarding you safely, and you go to sleep, and you're good. You get up. The traveling is slow, but you're not too far away from civilization, so you end up getting to that logging town that was there on the edge of the forest by midday, and then you're eventually on a main road, dragging your 2 basilisks behind you and a sledge, with the looks of other people and the admiration of a few adventurers who are walking on the same road and kind of like, hey, how'd you do that? They ask you all sorts of manner of questions. They want to buy you drinks at the nearest tavern once they get back in, and find out all about your adventure, because of course, and one of them asks you, "Are you sure? Do you know if Briark means surrender in Goblin?" That's what I've heard. No.
I don't think so, because they yelled that when they attacked.
Maybe they were telling you to surrender. Maybe it's like I surrender. You. Briarchy, Briarco, Briarca, Briarchiamo, Briarchamos. Anyway, I don't know. Well, I think we are going to end our adventure right here tonight as you guys make it back to the edge of the city of Wilmore. You get to the Tollbooth Tavern, which is on the edge of the town, by late in the evening once they've closed the gates for the city. So Tollbooth Tavern is a place you have to stop anyway, and leave your basilisks tied up by the barn, and throw the kid who works there in the barn. You'd probably throw him that bag of copper just to hey, make sure nobody steals those basilisks. Keep your eye on those kids. And you sleep there for the night. You'll get up the next morning and get that reward for 2 basilisks, not just 1, but 2. So, but we will end our adventure there, and that puts everyone at level 4 who was not already there. So, so we'll get those leveled up, and by our next adventure. Oh my goodness! Oh man. Host coming in. Whew. Welcome. We are literally just ending our show tonight right now. Good thing. So how many people are at this tavern or in this raid here? What do we got?
4.
A party of 4. All right. Well, basically what ends up happening is certainly there's a bar fight. So this is how we're going to end our adventure, with a gigantic bar brawl. It was inevitable. It couldn't have been avoided. Gigantic bar fight at the Tollbooth Tavern. Fortunately, the people who saw you drag in that basilisk, kind of like, oh, I want to fight on that guy's side, and they take your side. Meanwhile, the other half of the bar fights back and forth, and a raucous evening eventually settles down into much drinking and more chat. But my friends, that is our adventure for tonight. Thanks for coming to RF Chaos. I'm sorry that we're just ending this show tonight. We went from 6 to 9 o'clock. This is our Patreon Saint monthly Grand Patreon Saint game. Tomorrow night is our main adventure. It is our finale for our Orkland show. Which is that's right. That's the final episode of that one. And then what else we have? Wednesday night we have we have tarot at 8 p.m. We have crafting with the crew at 12:30. So stick around, come around for some from lunchtime art. Thursday we have Shakespeare sonnets. And we have and we have the second Patreon Saints game, also at 6 p.m. And we have Gothic Horror Gaming at 10. So we have a whole bunch of stuff coming on this channel. And but tonight, this is the end of our broadcast. This is our Patreon Saints game. And well, golly, everyone, we thank you for coming. And we're happy to see all of you here. Tomorrow night, we have more adventures. That starts at 8 p.m. And so we hope to see you all again. Thanks a lot, everyone, for coming. It's Nat 21 Adventures. When a Nat 21 won't, when a natural 20 just won't do, you definitely need a Nat 21. Thanks a lot, everybody.